Good morning. This is Tom Delk, chaplain at Normandy Farms Estates up near Philadelphia. Um, what have you been doing to keep yourself busy or fit or connected with the loved ones during the social distancing and quarantine? Have you got a routine or are you still looking for one? It seems like this situation is pushing many of us to the limit of our coping strategies. Yet I've also seen remarkable resilience in our community and among our residents and our staff. One thing that's turned into a great resource for me during this time is listening to the Bible recorded on a podcast. A couple of days ago, the reading from the Hebrew scriptures was from the book of Judges, the story of Gideon in chapters 6 and 7. Give it a read. I've been captivated by it ever since. Gideon is one of the many rather unlikely characters who managed, with God's help, to deliver the Hebrews from unbearable circumstances. There was really nothing remarkable about Gideon. Samson had his strength and Jephthah his experience in battle, but in Gideon's own words, he was the most insignificant son in the most insignificant clan in a most insignificant tribe. But when the angel of the Lord meets Gideon, threshing wheat at a winepress to hide it from the marauding Midianites, the angel addresses him with, "Mighty warrior, the Lord is with you." One thing I've overlooked in previous readings in his immediate response to the angel, "But sir, if the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us? Where are all his wonders that our fathers told us about when they said, 'Did not the Lord bring us up out of Egypt?' But now the Lord has abandoned us and put us into the hand of Midian." Wow, that reply sounds remarkably familiar. I've heard something like that many times. I've said things like that many times. Why is this happening, God? If you're so great and can do all these awesome things, like you did with our ancestors, why are you not doing them now? Are you for real? The Lord answers him, yet he doesn't actually answer his question. Instead, he says, "Go in the strength you have and save Israel out of Midian's hand. Am I not sending you?" So the Lord doesn't answer the why question, but he does provide a what. So after a significant amount of hedging and doubting, Gideon does what the Lord tells him. He manages to accomplish a startling defeat of the Midianites with a measly 300 troops against a Midianite army of 135,000. At first, the Israelites were able to field 22,000. Then the Lord tells Gideon, "You have too many men. I cannot deliver Midian into their hands, or Israel would boast against me, saying, 'My own strength has saved me.'" So Gideon begins to pare the numbers down. This taps into one of the great motifs of biblical literature. The weak and insignificant take on the strong and the powerful and overcome them. The only plausible explanation is that God intervened on their behalf. Moses defeats Pharaoh. David takes down Goliath. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego survived the fiery furnace without a burn. The Apostle Paul picked up on this in 2 Corinthians chapter 12. Asking God to remove something he called a thorn in my flesh, which was probably some fierce opposition from people, but we're not entirely sure. He gets his answer back. "My grace is sufficient for you. My power is made complete in your weakness." Paul concludes with the realization, "For when I am weak, then I am strong." I still wrestle with that kind of an answer, but it seems that most often when it comes to encouraging a situation or encountering a situation that is beyond one's ability, the operative question is not why, but what? What can I do to help my neighbor? What can I do to keep connected with God? What does loving kindness look like right now? And what needs to change in me in order to give it? I wonder what God has for you to do today. Have a wonderful one.